Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appear in our Hindu newspaper. First of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and later on we are going to see each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains point of view. And at last, I'll be giving you prelims practice questions so that you can understand like how question can be formed from that so and so topic, guys. Okay, now let us see the topics of the day. First topic is about steel cement help quicken April core sector growth to 1.7%. Crude oil gas contract. This article is talking about how our core sectors are performing. And this article is saying that crude oil and gas contraction is there in this sector, but there is some advancement is seen in steel and as well as cement. So here you have to know about which are those 8 core sectors in our country, and you have to see about this index of industrial production. On this UPSC asked questions many a times, and in this 2026 prelims you can expect a question on this because of recent base year updation. So this article is important from economy point of view from GS paper 3. Our next topic is India-Italy seal defense pact, elevate their bilateral ties to a special strategic partnership. This article is talking about India-Italy relations. As you know that our Prime Minister is on 5 countries tour. So in that one country is Italy. So now they finalized some agreements between India and Italy. You have to see that. First of all, you have to open your atlas and you have to see where exactly this Italy is located. And this topic is important from IR from GS paper 2. Our next topic is AP and Telangana deal under intense heat wave. The temperature recorded is around 47.6 degrees centigrade. So here you have to see about this concept, what is a heat wave, and it is very important because in 2024 or 2025 they gave a question on heat bulb, wet bulb temperature. It is related to heat wave, and this topic is important from your geography from GS1. And next topic is elderly woman dies of amoebic infection. This article is talking about brain eating amoeba. So you have to see about what is a brain eating amoeba, how the transmission happens, okay, where it thrives, everything. And this year in 2026 you can expect a question because there were many children and elderly people they died because of this amoebic infection in state of Kerala. So you have to see that. And next topic is forest staff shortage in Rajasthan impeding action against illegal mining in Chambal. So as you all know that in this Chambal sanctuary illegal mining is going on, and because of this recently Supreme Court and as well as NGT also gave an order to control the sand mining in that area. So why? Because we have to protect one important species of animal. What is that species which is seen in this Chambal area, in this river Chambal? In this river Chambal, yes, gharials. So here you have to again revise about gharials and what is this Chambal sanctuary. You have to see all those facts. And next article here is about 13 nation military exercise commences in Meghalaya, and the name of that exercise is Pragati 2026. Here you have to see about that. It is important from your difference from GS paper 3, guys. So all these are the important topics now we are going to see in our class. Okay. Read out the title, guys. Steel cement help quicken April core sector growth to 1.7%. Crude oil gas contract. Okay, if you see this title, the keywords that you can identify is, first one is core sector growth. If you see the first line, you are saying steel and cement are increasing this core sector growth, and in the next line you can see crude oil and gas are contracting, right? That means you have to see which all sectors are part of this core industries. And next one is you have to see this infographic. In this infographic, what they are showing? about the growth of these core sectors. Okay, if you see this April 2026, it is 1.7. It is about every month. It is March. In March it is around 1.2. In April it is 1.7, and in February it is around 2.4. So like that, here you can see like every month wise how these core sectors are performing. So if you see here in this area, that means in the month of January and December 2025, there was like growth around 4.7%. But if you see here, decreased and increased. So I said one trick in our prelims answer strategy. What is that strategy? Whenever you are getting this kind of economy related questions, it will be not always steadily increased or steadily decreased. Can you see here? Increased, again decreased, again increased, increased, decreased, like that. It will be like random, but there will be no steadily rising or no steadily reducing. So that thing that you have to identify in your question, especially in that statements, you have to be very careful. Okay, now if you see here, what exactly it is showing? It is showing that when we are comparing with January, if you are comparing with April, there is a slowdown of growth. Now you guys tell me why there is a slowdown of growth. What do you think? What do you think? What is the reason there is a slowdown of growth? Why there is reduction of growth in core sector? So now you guys tell me in core sector, which industries are there? How many industries we have? We have 8 industries. What are they? Write this FERN, fern plant, you know, right? Ferns, 3C. So these are the 8 core industries. F is for fertilizer, E is for electricity, R is for refineries, N is for natural gas, S is for steel. And we have remaining 3 C's. One is for crude oil, one is for coal, another is for cement. So like that, with this mnemonic, you can remember these 8 core sector industries. In 2017 or 19, the question in this way, consider the following. They gave 5 and they asked which of the above are part of core industries. If you remember this mnemonic, it will be very easy to identify which are core industries and which are not. Okay? Yeah, it is one PYQ. Okay, now you guys tell me why there is slow growth from January onwards. January month recorded like 4.7, but after January we are facing this crisis. Why? Because in month of February, what happened? In month of February, US started attacking this Iran. Yes or no? So because of this, what happened? Crude oil imports affected, increased price of crude oil. So because of this, overall, our refinery sector got affected. Yes, if increased petrol and diesel prices in the market, obviously consumption of people will be increased or reduced? Reduced. And even you know about construction sites, they are in stall now. So because of this, cement got affected. Yes. So because of these reasons, now overall core sector industry is not performing well in our country. Are you understanding? If something happens in any other country, it will be showing impact in any other country in the world. Why? Because every country is dependent on another country in this globalized era. We are in globalized era. So because of this, one country will be dependent on another country. So if something happens in one country, obviously that impact can be seen in another country. So this is one example that we can see. Because of this West Asian crisis, now our core sector industries are getting affected. Are you understanding here? Okay, now your work is to understand about this core sectors, and next one is to measure the performance of core sector industries. We have one index called as IIP, Index of Industrial Production. Okay, you have to see what is this index of industrial production. And recent current affairs is, we have now new base year. For 3 things we have new base year. What is that? First one is for GDP calculation. and second is for IIP, and third is for CPI. For these two, for GDP and as well as IIP, now new base year is 2022 to 23, and for CPI is 2024. So because of this upgradation of base year, UPSC can ask a question 2023 prelims. Okay, you have to see about it. And how UPSC can ask you a question, there are different formats. Okay, first one is consider the following statements regarding new base year upgradation. Under that, UPSC can give you statements and they may ask you like identify correct or incorrect statements. That is the first question. And second question is they may give you this in a pair based format. Consider the following pairs. One side GDP, IIP, CPI. They will give you years. They may mismatch years and they may ask you like identify correct pairs. That is the second type of question. And third type of question can be on directly core sector, like consider the following and they'll give you industries and they will ask you which of the above are part of core industries or not. Because already UPSC asked question in this format. There is a chance of asking once again, right? You have to know this 8 core sectors. Yeah, and UPSC can ask a question on IIP, Index of Industrial Production. Who will release this data? Whether it is for monthly or 6 months, once in 6 months, or yearly or biannually. Like that, UPSC can ask a question on this IIP also. So overall, you can expect 3 to 4 questions, 3 to 4 types of questions from this single article, right? Okay, now let us see what is this core sector. So this index of 8 core industries is released by Office of Economic Advisor. Please make a note. Index of core industries released by Office of Economic Advisor, and this office comes under which ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Very, very important point. So I said on that day itself, while we discuss how to solve this prelims questions, they will be changing ministries. Okay, if UPSC is giving a question on this, index of 8 core industries is released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Is that right or wrong? It's wrong because it is released by whom? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Very important point. Yeah. Okay, released by NSO. Okay. And next one here is what is the contribution of these 8 core industries? It is around 40.27% in IIP. It is also one PYQ. UPSC asked a statement on this. The contribution of 8 core industries for this index of industrial production is 40.27%. Okay, if you see about this index of industrial production, it will be saying about performance of our core industries. Along with that, it will be also saying mining and manufacturing in our country. And this IIP is released by Central Statistical Organization. And recently we updated this base year. Earlier it is 2011 to 12. Now it is 2022 to 2023. It is very important, guys. So these are the points that you have to remember. Okay, see this article. Have you seen this reel, Melody? Okay, see this case. India-Italy sealed defense pact, elevate their bilateral ties to special strategic partnership. So this article is talking about India-Italy relations. If there is any country is in news, you may get prelims based question as well as mains based question. Why? Because in your prelim syllabus they gave international affairs, important international current affairs also they can give question. So here this article is talking about India-Italy relations, right? First of all, you have to open map and you have to see where exactly this Italy is located. And next you have to see nearby countries with which it is sharing its border. And next you have to see if there is any water body which is present near that or not. In our earlier class, I showed you Norway is sharing boundary with North Sea. Like that you have to see whether Italy is sharing boundary with any nearby water body or not, you have to see, because there is a possibility of asking question related to that. Okay, after that you have to see the history. When India and Italy started relations. And next you have to see, do we have any agreement signed between those countries? And next you have to see recent updates or why now it is in news. So these are the areas that you have to see from international relations point of view. First one is map, and next you have to see history, and next you have to see whether we sign any agreements or not, and next you have to see any recent updates. So now if you see the recent updates, our Prime Minister is on visit to 5 countries. Which are those 5 countries? Norway, Sweden. I'm not asking Nordic countries. Yesterday only I said, right? Tell me. UAE, yes, very good. One is UAE. Next one is Italy. Next one is Norway. Norway is done. Next are the 2 countries. Netherlands. Next. One more. Check those 5 countries. And we will be discussing that 5 countries because whenever Prime Minister goes, we will be getting article in the front page, no? So we will be discussing. So first one is Norway. Norway we did. And we saw Norway related map also. And even we saw countries which are sharing boundary with North Sea, and I showed you a PYQ related that also, which appeared in 2024. And today your work is to do with Italy. Okay, now let us see. This article is saying that India and Italy upgraded bilateral relationship. Earlier, we had a relationship with Italy. That relation is strategic partnership. So we have strategic partnership with Italy. But now we enhanced this strategic partnership with special strategic partnership now. Because of it, it is in use. Okay, we upgraded our relation with Italy from strategic partner to special strategic partner. So now we added something in our relation with Italy. We have to see what we added, which kind of agreements we made with Italy such that we made our relationship with Italy towards special strategic partnership. Okay, if you see the details, the first one is we came up with a defense pact, and in this we are focusing on defense industrial roadmap, and we are focusing on increasing our military cooperation with Italy. In that defense cooperation, we are focusing on co-production framework. That means whatever the advanced technology Italy has, now Italy and India together will produce equipment, weapons by that technology. That is the first one. And next one is we are going to enhance our collaboration in defense and as well as aerospace industry with Italy. And next one here is we want to increase bilateral trade. Obviously, if we are doing any agreement with any other country, for sure we will talk about trade. We have to increase our imports and as well as exports, right? So here the target is to expand annual bilateral trade to 20 billion euro by 2029. See the year, whenever you are seeing any targets, it will be like after the election or election years. And next one here is we also have India-Italy joint strategic action plan. And next one here is we are focusing on increased investments, supply chain integration, and we are focusing on machinery, automotive sector and pharmaceutical industry, agriculture and tourism between India and Italy. And next one here is we also exchange memorandum of understandings related to trade, investment, technology, critical minerals, AI, space, nuclear energy and clean technology. And this year students who are writing 2026 exam, they have to focus on nuclear technology, which is very important this time because India reached criticality. Yes. So because of that, yes, you may get a question on criticality. Criticality is seen in use. What does it mean? Or else you may get a question on Kudankulam power, like which are the nuclear power stations located in our country. Along with the state, they may ask a question. And next one is you have to see about uranium and thorium. These will be very important. Already a question asked related to thorium in 2024, but even though in 2026 also you may get a chance, you may get a question by chance related to that. So you have to see all these areas and keep star mark for nuclear technology this time. India has 3 stage in nuclear technology, right? Stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. Now we successfully in stage 2. Okay, so see that once. On that UPSC can ask you a question. And this one here is they also talked about commitment to IMEC. IMEC is nothing but India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. On this also UPSC asked question 2025. IMEC is seen in news what it is. We are connecting India with Europe via Middle East. This is the correct option. ABCD option they gave directly. Okay, so this is also one PYQ. Now we are going for commitment of IMEC also, because IMEC is under threat now because of West Asian crisis. So they are focusing on moving forward with this IMEC project where India is connected with Middle East, and as well as from there we are connecting to Europe. Okay, and even they talked about migration mobility partnership and to improve people to people ties between India and Italy. So these are the some important things that you have to remember. And see this next article guys, title says elderly women dies of amoebic infection. Okay, it is called as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, PAM. Please make a note guys and keep star mark. You may get a question on this. It is nothing but primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Okay, it is also called as simply brain-eating amoeba. Okay, in simple, it is also called as brain-eating amoeba. Okay, now let us see here. How can you get a question? Consider the following statements regarding primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. They may give you statements. And next one here is another form of question you may get is they will give you a pair-based question and they will give you disease name on one row, and another row they will give you causative organism, and they will ask you to identify which are the correct pairs. Because recent days we studied about genital warts, which is commonly spreaded in prisons, because of which virus? Human papilloma virus. Yes, because of human papilloma virus genital warts can be caused, and it is increasing now in prisons of India. That is one case that we discussed. And next one is we have cervical cancer, which is also caused by this HPV virus. And we have meningitis, we have tuberculosis, we have leprosy, and next one is we have primary amoebic encephalitis. So here we are seeing lots of diseases which are there in newspaper. So you have to see like this is caused by which organism. They may give you pair based question. They will ask you to identify which of the above are correct or incorrect. That is the second possible question. And third one here is you may get in this way. Recently we discussed about mosquitoes. Yes, because of climate change, there will be increased mosquito population. So that what happens, mosquito borne disease can be increased. That those are the titles I think 3 to 4 times we discussed in our current affairs class. Okay, how question can be given? Consider the following diseases which can be spread by malaria, and you have to identify mosquito borne diseases. So like that you may expect 3 to 4 types of questions from this article guys, and you have to be careful. You have to think in every dimension, every possible dimension you have to think. So when you can think like that, when you do PYQs, when you repeatedly focusing on how question can be asked like that, then you can identify yes, question can be given in this format and I have to make notes in this way. You will be getting that kind of awareness when you see PYQs. Unless and until if you see PYQs, you will not appreciate how questions can be given in UPSC. Okay. Now let us see some facts here. Amoebic meningoencephalitis, it is a rare and usually fatal. Fatal is nothing but very dangerous infection of central nervous system. And even we discussed about Ebola in yesterday's class. So Ebola virus, like that they may give. It is caused by type of free living amoeba, and this amoeba name is Naegleria florae. Naegleria florae is the name of amoeba which causes amoebic encephalitis, and that amoeba is called as brain eating amoeba. And where this amoeba located, it will be located in shallow waters, especially in the ponds, in small lakes we can see this amoeba. Whenever children especially, if they go for swimming in nearby ponds, what happened, that amoeba will be entering into the nose. From that nasal route it will be reaching brain and will start eating of brain. So because of that, what happened, the brain will be getting inflamed. That condition is called as amoebic encephalitis. Okay, so it will be entering the brain only through nasal routes when people swim in contaminated warm and fresh water. Okay, what are the symptoms? Symptoms will be like if anything happens to your brain, the first sign we can see is vomitings. Vomitings and fever. These are the two important things that we can see if something is happening in your brain. Okay, it includes fever, headache, vomiting, and sensitivity to light. You cannot see light. And next one here is if infection furthermore increasing in your body, then what happens? You can see stiff neck. Your neck cannot move. It will be like very stiff, and seizures will come. Seizures is nothing but fits. And next hallucinations, and finally coma. After coma, it will be death. So this much fatal this disease is. And next one here is there is no standard treatment for this primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, and they will be using different combination therapy just to relieve your symptoms, but there is no complete cure for this disease. Okay, see this article guys. AP Telangana reel under intense heat wave. Okay, Piduralla records 47.6 degrees centigrade. Where is this Piduralla located? In which state? Piduralla. AP. Okay, in AP, in this Piduralla area, especially that is there in this Palladu district, I guess. Okay, in Palladu district, in this Piduralla region, temperature yesterday recorded is around 47.6 degrees centigrade. Is that high or low? It's high, right? So because of this now, we can say this is a heat wave. How can you get a question? Consider the following statements regarding heat wave, and they may give you 2 to 3 statements and they'll ask you which of the above are correct. That is the first type of question. And now we are getting statement 1 and statement 2 based question, no? So in statement 1 they will give about what is heat wave, and in statement 2 they may give you about the causes of that statement 1 or heat wave, and they may ask you to identify statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, whether the statement 2 is explaining the statement 1 or not. In that format also you may get a question. And this one is in the same way, you can also expect assertion reason based question. I think you might have in your MCET, in MCET based questions you can see that assertion and reasoning based question. So the same way now you can expect this assertion and reasoning based question, or statement 1 statement 2 based question, or simply statements based question you can get. Okay, and you have to know clearly what is a heat wave and what is the criteria given by AMD, and next you have to see what are the causes and what is the impact, and next one is what measures can we take to control this impact of heat waves on humans and animals. Clear? And you may get even a case study in your examination. You are a district collector of so and so Piduralla region. You are head of that Piduralla region, and there is increasing temperature in that area. Because of that, livestock is affecting and even humans are affecting. Sunstroke related cases are increasing. Okay, and even deaths are recorded because of heat wave. So as a district collector, what kind of immediate steps you can take? What is your plan of action? So like that, they may give you a case study in your ethics, and you have to be careful. Are you understanding? Okay, now let us see what exactly is a heat wave. Heat wave is a period of abnormally high temperature, and that occurs in which season? During summer season. During summer season, whenever there is abnormal very high temperature, that condition is called as heat wave, and it occurs between the months of March and June. And you have to note down the criteria, very important. Write down. As per IMD, in plains, if temperature is more than 40 degrees centigrade, then that is called as heat wave in plains. In hilly regions, if it is more than 30 degrees centigrade, then that is called as heat wave. And in coastal areas, it is 37. You have to remember this numbers, no choice. In hills 30, in coastal areas 37, in plains it is 40. If this temperature is increasing, obviously we can consider it as a heat wave. And one more criteria you have to make a note. 4.5 to 6 degrees centigrade of increase of temperature in any area. For example, in this Hyderabad, let us take 30 degrees is the temperature, average temperature. If now it is like 30 plus 4, 30 plus 4.5 or 6 degrees centigrade, then that is called as heat wave. If it is more than 6 degrees centigrade required temperature than average, then that is called as severe heat wave. Please make a note of this also. If there is any deviation of temperature of 4.5 to 6 degrees centigrade, it is called as heat wave. More than 6 degrees centigrade, it is called as severe heat wave. Okay. Clear? You may get question on this temperature. You have to be sure, don't confuse in examination hall. What are the causes here? The first one is increase the temperature. Yes, and next one is because of hot and dry air. Normally in the afternoon time, especially after 1 to 2, you can see like temperature will be peak, and at that time even whenever the air is coming or wind is blowing, it will be very hot. That is the one reason why there is increased heat wave. And next one here is absence of moisture, because the air will be getting heated, warm air will be moving upside. There will be no moisture which is present at the surface level. So because of this, the air will be getting very dry. So that is also one important reason. And next one here is normally regions which are present in this tropical region, obviously they will attract or they will get more amount of heat. So normally in summer season, because of moving of IT season towards northwards, northern hemisphere will be receiving more heat from the sun. That is also one important reason. And nowadays what is happening? Climate change is happening. Because of that, global warming is increasing at a very faster pace. Because of global warming also, there is increasing of temperature. So these are the major reasons for this temperature increase or heat waves at in this in this Telangana as well as AP region now. Okay, now you guys, you have to think about this. What are the NDMA guidelines for heat waves? Because of heat waves, obviously it will lead to dehydration, heat strokes, and that will also lead to the death of the death of this livestock and as well as humans. Especially, it will be having more impact on elderly people and as well as young children, right? So we have to take some steps to overcome the situation. So NDMA gave some guidelines to protect ourselves from these heat waves. So what are those guidelines? The first one is we have to avoid going out in the sun. Especially you have to avoid going out in this time, that is 12 to 3 p.m. So in this time only we can see like peak heat. And next one is we have to drink sufficient water. We have to wear light colored, loose, porous cotton cloths. And we have to use goggles to protect our eyes. Umbrella or hat, you know this. And next one is we have to avoid alcohol, tea and coffee. Why we have to avoid alcohol, tea and coffee? Because they are diuretics. I think in 1987 or 88 there was a question on this coffee. Coffee is an example of diuretic. Diuretic is nothing but whenever you drink this tea and coffee, that will try to eliminate water from your body. You will be getting more urination. Okay, so in that way what happened, whatever the water which is present in your body will be going out in the form of urine. Then what happened, there will be less amount of water will be retained in your body normally if you drink tea and coffee. If it is in summer season, what happened, this will be worsening more, you will be getting more dehydrated. And this is prelims question 1987, I guess, if I am not wrong. Okay, see once, coffee is a diuretic. Okay, next one is we have to avoid high protein food also, and we should eat like very soft and easily digestible food. Why? Because our body will be already stressed because of this high temperature. So if you are eating like high protein food, stomach full of food or belly full biryanis like that, your body cannot digest that. Because of that you will be getting diarrhea. So to avoid such kind of situations, we have to take soft and light food. That's what normally in summer season they will be making this kind of java, full, small light things, white color. That too with less spicy foods they will make. Especially will prefer curd and as well as buttermilk over like high heavy food. So you have to always focus on your diet also. And next one here is we have to use ORS, that to homemade drinks like even lassi, rice water, lemon water, buttermilk. Especially if you go to village areas, if you go to any house, they will offer you a lemon drink or like lassi or buttermilk. If you go to urban areas, they will offer coffee and tea. But if you go to rural areas, they will offer these things only like buttermilk, lassi, etc. And next one is we have to keep our animals in shade with plenty of drinking water. And next one is we have to keep our home cool, use curtain, shutters, sunshade. Yeah, all these things, guys. Okay, see this article. Forest staff shortage in Rajasthan impeding action against illegal mining in Chambal. What is article talking about? It is talking about Chambal Sanctuary. Okay, now you guys, they gave one state here, Rajasthan. So in which states we can see this sanctuary? How many states? 3 states. What are those? Rajasthan is there on the board. Next, UP, MP. Yes. Okay, please make a note, guys. Chambal Sanctuary is a tri-state sanctuary located across Rajasthan, MP and UP. On this you may get a question. So how can you get a question is, consider the following statements regarding Chambal Sanctuary. Chambal Sanctuary is famous for gharials. Second one is it is a sanctuary, it is a tri-state sanctuary located in Rajasthan, UP and Bihar. Like that they may change the states. So you have to remember exactly the states, MP, UP and Rajasthan. In these 3 states we have this. And you have to see about river Chambal. I already discussed about this river Chambal in our earlier class. At that time I said what is the major problem in this Chambal sanctuary? Illegal sand mining. So because of this illegal sand mining, what is happening there? Salinity in the rivers are increasing. Because of that, it is a great threat to this gharials. Gharials are nothing but fresh water crocodiles. Yes? Okay, now tell me what is the IUCN category of gharials? Tell me how many types of crocodiles are seen in India? Only 3 types of crocodiles. First one is saltwater crocodile, which is under threat because of Nicobar project. Second one is because of Chambal. Now it is affecting gharials. Next one is we have muggers, MUGGERS. So we have 3 crocodile species. One is gharials. Second one is saltwater crocodiles. Third one is muggers. What is the category of gharials? Gharials is critically endangered and muggers is vulnerable. It is also like fresh water. And we have saltwater crocodile. Tell me what is the category of the saltwater crocodile? Saltwater crocodile category. Least concern. Okay, see that ones. 3 crocodile species. Only 3. Apart from these 3, we can't see any other. Okay, see this article, guys. 13 nation military exercise commences in Meghalaya. In Meghalaya, 13 countries related delegates, you are coming and you are participating in a military exercise. The name of that is Pragati 2026. Please make a note. Pragati 2026. 12 friendly nations of India, they are coming and they are going to participate in this Pragati 2026, and it is going to be held in Meghalaya. Okay, which are those participating nations? First one is our immediate neighbors with which we are sharing boundary. Those are Bhutan, Myanmar, Nepal and Sri Lanka. And which one is Southeast nations? We have 5 no, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam. And recently Vietnam is in news. Why Vietnam is in news? Huh? Yes, BrahMos. We are talking about missile deal with Vietnam. And this one here is even Cambodia is in news. Why? Cambodia Thailand issue. What is the Cambodia Thailand issue? Which temple is that? Preh Vihar. Preh Vihar is a Lord Shiva temple on which they are having dispute. Because of that, that is in news. So you may get that also in 2026 prelims. Okay, next Indian Ocean region. From this we have Maldives and Seychelles. Recently Seychelles is in news. Why? Seychelles, it is an Indian Ocean region. Why Seychelles is in news? India and Seychelles relation marks 50th anniversary this year. You may also get a question on the Seychelles. Okay, like that you have to connect everything, guys. Okay. And this one is what they are focusing in this exercise. They are focusing on strengthening of counter-insurgency measures and even counter-terrorism capabilities. And even they are coordinating with each other related to humanitarian and disaster relief response. If there is any disaster happened in any other country, so how a country can help that country in that situation. They are going for training regarding these 3 areas now in this exercise. Say this question, guys, and I'll see who will answer this question. Which of the following diseases are mosquito-borne viral diseases? Dengue, Japanese encephalitis, chikungunya, Kala Azar. Come on. Dengue, mosquito, accepted. Next, Japanese encephalitis. Yes, chikungunya. No, S. No, S. Yes or no? Then what about Kala Azar? Kala Azar. Kala Azar is not because it is a sandfly related issue. Sandfly will transmit this disease but not mosquito. Answer is B. So in this way you'll get questions. Are you understanding? This time I'm expecting this in this way, in this format, there will be one question related to mosquito for sure. Come on, say this. Consider the following statements regarding heat waves in India. IMD declares heat wave condition based on temperature thresholds. Next, coastal areas are more frequently affected by heat waves than northwestern India. Heat waves are more severe when accompanied by high humidity. That is called as wet bulb temperature. That is a statement given in 2024 question. Because of high wet bulb temperature, there is no effect on humans. They gave that statement. But because of high humidity, whenever temperature is high, what happens? You will feel like it is like different feeling that will be causing damage of internal organs itself. What is the answer for this? See clearly and tell me the answer. 1, 2, 3. Read statement 2 once. Read statement 2 once again. Northwestern part, where exactly? Thar Desert? Yes. Thar Desert will have more temperature or coastal areas will have temperature more? Thar Desert means second statement will be right or wrong? See in that way, apply examples. So answer is 1 and 3, not 2 is wrong because the desert will be having more temperature compared to that of coastal areas. That's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you want to start your UPSC preparation in our academy, you can join GS Prelims Now Mains Foundation course, and if you want to get more details of this course or if you have any queries or questions, please do contact us on this number 8074765513. And if you want to meet me directly, you can visit our office which is located in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad guys. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching.